So this is game 2. I believe Canton is up 1-0.
That does appear to be what it says. Yeah.
Okay, so hopping right into this, Cara, what do you see so far, right off the bat?
I see a lot of clam pearl.
True. So it looks like the game has just started. So we are right into the action here at game 2 of this top 8 match here at the War of 04.
I see a good start out of Shiny Shinx. I see a Delcatty, a Marshtomp, a Magnemite. Like they're getting what they need. A sudden flash didn't get there, but it's fine.
I'm intrigued by the sudden flash over another strike and run. I think Swampert as a deck really likes to have that extra basic Pokemon, especially if you can get the Suicune onto play. We saw how important that was in the previous matchups. I think you would love to see that again, or just a third Mudkip.
Are they mapping something? Is that 10 damage going to be relevant? I wonder what their thought process was here.
Yeah, let me think about this a little bit. I am not sure if that 10 damage would matter. This isn't X-Cloud. We're not doing any. Wait. This Swampert deck does play ATM Rock.
Play ATM Rock. It has Energy Flip, and it also has Crushing Wave. A couple things that can do bench damage. There's a Gloom now.
Oh yeah, the Crushing Wave would have done 40 to the Oddish.
Yeah,
that's a good point too.
Now, a Sleepy Gloom and a Sleepy Dunsparce. Down goes the Dunsparce due to poison. Gloom is still sleepy. That 10 damage now allows, theoretically, a Swampert could knock out the Gloom with Hypno Splash.
Oh,
not this way, not now, but
I was thinking a Water Call Hyper Pump for 60.
Okay. It's still unlikely now since the bench Mudkip evolved into Marshtomp, not Swampert.
Yes, I am a little worried about the Gloom being active. Innervating Pollen is... Actually, never mind. Innervating Pollen doesn't do anything in this matchup. For some reason, my brain still thinks we're playing Grass-type decks. So
does not matter. And that Marshtomp said, hey, you know what's better than sleep? Paralysis.
Yeah.
And that Gloom, unless it evolves, is just going to be chilling there.
Cara, did we end up seeing Confusion yet today?
I don't think so.
There's still time.
There's still time, but we're running low on time.
We'll actually have to see if this X-Blad ends up making top 8.
Top 4, yeah.
Top 4, yes, thank you.
They are up 1 game, so that's promising.
This is an interesting board. Both players are doing okay. We're 3 turns in for each player, and we've got some energy on the board.
All right, pass out of Canton, back to Shiny Shinx. Now I want to see some action. I want to see something knock out this Gloom.
Oh, I was going to say I would love a Crushing Wave onto the Gardebyss with a double rainbow, but Canton would be threatening the problem is Swampert has Grass Weakness, so that would be threatening a 100 damage Solar Beam, so I agree with you. I think we need to just knock out this Gloom right now.
Yeah, I think taking that Gloom off the board means the Swampert EX could become very, very threatening very quickly. See a Swampert, but we need to see the big one.
Yeah, we've already seen the energy draw. Shinx still wants the Magneton on board as well.
Now I want to see, let's see a Stevens Vice out of Shinx. That's the dream right there. Friend Ball can get a Mudkip, sure.
Yes. And
Professor Elm's training method.
There we go. Let's go.
That 10 damage did not matter.
No, it did not. The sudden flash mattered.
60.
Okay, so this is exactly what you want for Swampert. Drew a lot of cards to get there.
Oh, they did the Crushing Wave.
And it was
Tails. Did not get rid of that energy.
Okay, so they saw my vision. My one worry about this is that if Canton has a Multi and a Blossom, that Solar Beam is going to do a whopping 100 damage. And it's going to heal off 20 of the damage that was just dealt.
Now, that's not going to matter that much because the Swampert could one-shot a Blossom.
Does Blossom have
But
100 HP?
I believe it's 100.
So you would heal the Gardebyss on the bench, right?
I
Maybe
think
it
so.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter too much, to be honest.
I mean, there's something to be said for healing the 20 off of the theoretically active Blossom and forcing the extra energy, because Swampert doesn't have unlimited energy attachments, especially not with a Magneton in play.
Exactly. Yes.
Without a Magneton in play, rather, I misspoke. So it's going to be interesting to see what they choose to do here. My thought process is I want to get rid of that Gloom. I don't want a Blossom in play if I'm Swampert.
And there you go. Blossom runs away. Bloom runs away. Now it's a Blossom.
The moment has passed. The opportunity has been missed.
Now, I mean, if I'm Swampert, I have no problem just spamming Hyper Pump. I think you're already inherently in a good place against Gardebyss.
I agree, but Gardebyss is hitting for 60 already. Like,
yeah. So if you take the knockout, you're taking out 2 Rainbow Energy off.
My God, a Pokemon Nurse would go so hard right now.
I do wonder if Shinx plays it. I would love a Nurse for this exact reason. If they don't play it, I think what I would love is a Water Call to the active, bench a Suicune, and attach an energy to it. Just to get your second attacker ready. Nope.
All right, down goes the Gardebyss.
Fair enough. Take the prize.
left on the Swampert.
And right now, what can Kanten max out at? So if they have a multi and a Psy Shadow, that would put them at 70 damage. You need to see a double Psy Shadow, a multi, and a Strength Charm in order to take this knockout.
That's a lot for 3 cards.
Alternatively, it would probably be easier to just have a multi-energy onto the Blossom, Psy Shadow onto it, and then Solar Beam for 100.
Yeah, I think that if anything's going to do it, it's going to be that. And if I'm Shiny Shinx and that happens, I'm going to be really, really regretting not taking the Hyper Pump knockout on the Bloom when I had the chance.
Okay, so Kanten has been sitting here for a while. I'm guessing they don't have this line.
Probably. I really don't think I like the. I mean, it's a couple turns ago. I don't think I like that Crushing Wave play a couple turns back. That Blossom is just such a threat. And now here it is. Here's the double Rainbow on Blossom.
That will not take the knockout.
It's certainly not a knockout. True. And the Swampert could just punch really hard with a Hyper Pump.
Yeah, it would knock it out if they have the double water.
That's true.
Shinx had to use the Elm for the Swampert EX last turn, which I agree with, but if they could have gotten the Magneton, then they would have all the energy they need to pull off this play. So all we're missing is energy and some way of getting them into hand.
Well, they just used an energy draw, which makes me think that they feel... yeah, my first thought is they felt confident about their energy, but maybe they feel like they desperately need to get that Magneton or bust. We'll see.
Okay, so what if we don't see the Hyper Pump for 100? What's your plan if you're Shinx?
If I'm Shinx and we don't see the Hyper Pump for 100, I'm not happy.
Well, we're in the tank now. Mystery Zone will get one of the energy. We'll have to see if they have the other energy to pull this off.
This is definitely make or break here. I mean, it seems like it's early in the game, but this is going to be a pivotal turn. If that Swampert goes down, that Blossom could just become such a looming threat.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
honestly,
this more.
I think if I'm in this position, maybe I just punch the Blossom as hard as I can anyway, and try to set up a world where I can finish off with a Magneton. It's not great, but you just can't let that Blossom live. I don't think.
That's interesting.
If that Blossom sticks around, it means that your Suicune is basically unplayable. Oh, we see a Crushing Wave. heads on Blossom, discards the double rainbow. That's good, but I don't know how I feel about that because the Blossom it still needs the rainbow energy to Miracle Powder for knockout. But
Yes.
I don't know. I don't 3 energy. That's not a lot. And Gardevoir could knock out the Swampert, couldn't it?
Yes. So energy burst gets you there. I don't mind this play. I think if your analysis is that, okay, Hyper Pump for 60 is not sufficient, let me take an energy out with me because I'm going down anyway. But I still agree with you. I think this is not a great spot to be in for Swamp.
Like Swampert goes down no matter what. The Blossom gets to live no matter what. And it can just threaten things later on.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
they're side shadowing.
Are you happy, Jay? This is what you wanted.
I'm sure Jay is very happy right now. We see a multi-energy will get the KO. The question is, do you attack with the Blossom or do you retreat Blossom and attack with something else?
There's the retreat, and there is the Gardevoir. So okay. I guess, is there a world where Gardevoir where Shiny Shinx can do 80? There is. It involves Suicune.
Oh man, you would need Rare Candy, Water Call, Suicune, Retreat, or Switch.
Yeah, you'd need a lot.
And if that doesn't happen, do you just promote a Swampert to just tank damage?
Oh, that feels so bad if that's what's happening.
I think the good news for Shinx is that there are no Rainbow Energy on Kanten's board, and if they're required to just use Energy Burst, that's going to be a pretty slow process, especially if Shinx can get the Blossom on board.
Yep, only 4 cards in hand now.
Yeah, that's true. So Shinx needs to read Kanten here. Figure out what they got, what they don't got. Kanten played at Town Volunteers last turn, so that doesn't really indicate whether or not they have a draw support.
You gotta be deep in the tank if you're Shinx, because I think a misstep here could close out your whole game.
And your tournament.
Yep.
This is top 8.
Town Volunteers at Shiny Shinx, not a show of strength. They're getting that Swampert EX back. They're getting ready to rebuild.
That makes me wonder how many copies of the EX they play. It might not be many.
Yeah, it could just be 1 even. I mean, that's not common, but maybe.
Or there's 2 and they prize the other EX.
Yeah, my guess is still 2, but I don't know. Oh, are we going to see a Sudden Flash?
Well, according to someone in the comments, Kanten flipped 4 Sudden Flash heads in a row during game 1, so maybe it's time for Shinx to pull off some Sudden Flash magic.
Is this the same Kanten who flipped like 11 tails in Swiss?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember a lot of tails out of Kanten. So.
Oh, Shinx passed. They didn't have more energy.
Yeah. A Dunsparce stall. Now the Dunsparce is not necessarily going to be threatened. It depends on whether there's a way to attack with Gardebyss.
Yeah, it's not as in danger, right?
It might just eat a Side Shadow for 20. Who knows? Or I'm sorry, an Energy Burst for 20.
And that's what we see. I think if you're Kanten, you're fine with this. This just gives you a chance to build up your board. Maybe get a Gardebyss to start attacking. A Copycat to 4 from 8 cards is not a good sign.
No, not at all. And just a pass.
I said it earlier, Shinx is really desperate for this Magneton.
Yeah, I can't believe that we still haven't seen the Magneton.
I'm sure they're not happy about it either. And now, yeah, I mean, Psy Shadow, Blossom heals the Psy Shadow.
You know what I haven't seen out of Shiny Shinx? And maybe there's one in game 1. I don't remember. It's all blurring together. I don't recall seeing an Oracle.
Oh.
I wonder if Shinx is running like a light Oracle line. I've seen players cut down on oracles from like sometimes 4 to maybe like as low as 2 copies in some of their decks. I wonder if people are running like no oracles, because oracle is a big part of how these decks used to find their key pieces.
Yes.
Oracle
And
plus Delcatty, that was the way you got set up.
oh, ATM Rock on the Delcatty for a Desert Shaman. Ugh.
That's a pretty weak stone generator if it happens.
Well, oh yeah, Blossom is evolved from a Gloom, right? So it won't
And
even.
so is Gardevoir's evolved from a Curlia.
It'll just take out the double rainbow.
Yep. And I mean, like, that'd be the third double rainbow taken out. It's not nothing, but it doesn't feel good.
By the way, Cara, as this game reaches its climax, I have word that Tfue has won Game 2 of their top 8 match. So they are in Game 3 right now, Xbloud versus Glalie, to see who will face the winner of Kanten versus Shinx. Kanten up 1-0.
I am at the edge of my seat.
This is awesome. This has been a great top cut.
Yeah, this has been a very, very spicy War of 04.
We still saw some very quick games happen throughout the day, but most of those seem to have happened off stream. On the broadcast, it has just been banger after banger. What a great showcase of this format.
I think that's the takeaway here. We know how to pick them. All right. Meanwhile, down goes the Mudkip. Not looking good for Shiny Shinx. You got Steven's advice, but what are you going to do when you're in this position? I mean, you're down to. I mean, you have a board, sort of, but your opponent has so much energy in play. A full HP Gardevoir doing a lot of damage. A Gardebyss ready to go. Like I don't know. I don't know if I see much way out of this if I'm Shiny Shinx.
This is not good. This is not good.
Not good at all.
And yeah, it really makes you wonder. The turn where they played Elm for the Swampert EX, what if you had Elmed for Magneton in order to turn on the energy draw? Just to set up your more long-term plans at the cost of whiffing that EX for another turn. And just like using a bubble as an attack.
You know, I still think back to that turn where they did a crushing wave onto a Gardebyss instead of trying to knock out the Gloom.
That's a very good point. Yes. That might be an even more direct turn to point at.
I think that was such a game changer of a turn. I think if Kanten hadn't gotten the Blossom into play, I think that Swampert would have stuck around another turn at least.
Plus, we have seen that Psy Shadow has flooded so much energy onto the board just for it to keep the Gardevoir healed.
Out of Shiny Shinx. GG out of Kanten. I have to imagine Shiny Shinx has seen the writing. Oh, yep, there it is. Writing on the wall. Big Mystic Water. Our game has ended, and we have our third top 4 contender. That is Kanten with the Gardebyss Gardevoir. 2 Gardebyss decks in our top 4 now.